Yo, what is up, guys? I'm bringing you a brand new video, and today we're going to be discussing the brand new Alchemy Stone rework that just happened on the Global Lab. I'm going to be giving you guys a conclusion on what I think of the system, which, spoiler alert, I don't have a very positive opinion about the whole thing. But then we're also going to be talking about the primary way that you can take advantage of this update on day one. So everything you need to know about how to upgrade your Alchemy Stone. Starting off here, guys, how do you even get the Alchemy Stones? A lot of people don't even know this because it's such an ancient system. But you just craft it through this main recipe. As long as you have Master 2 and above Alchemy, you have about a 30% chance to get either a Destruction, Life, or a DP Stone. And you can't really choose which ones you get, but that's what you have to do is just keep on plugging in this particular recipe, and you'll eventually get the one you want. You can also purchase it from the central market, and the old stones are going to auto-convert after the update. So if you already have a Resplendent, you're going to be able to use it in the new system. And one thing that is going to happen is that you can only make gold grade alchemy stones. So if you have a imperfect and above stone, so if you have like rough or polish, you're just going to get paid out a certain amount of silver because those are getting deleted. But if you have imperfect and above, you're going to get a gold grade version of that if it's anything like a blue or a green version. So that's going to be pretty nice. If you manage to get a splendid or a shining, that's going to be red and purple grade respectively. Moving on to the new upgrade materials. So the primary thing you're going to need to upgrade these is going to be some fragile sky essence. You get 20 per dark rift. And you're going to have to take each of those and combine them with 10 sharps in order to get abundant sky essence. And that's going to be the main material that you need. You can think of that as a primordial blackstone or a blackstone or a concentrated stone. That's abundant sky essence is that for alchemy stones. You are going to need cron stones, though, in order to protect it from either explosion or downgrade. I'm not sure, but the math makes it where you definitely need cron stones per tap, or it's kind of ridiculous. So basically, you will also need some ingots, like metal ingots, but it's kind of a rounding error in the total cost. The main thing is going to be the time gate from the fragile sky essence, as well as the cost in the cron stones. That's kind of the main thing that makes it very expensive to make this. You can see that resplendent to splendid stone. We're at a 1.2588% rate, so a little bit better than most people when going for a deck sovereign. The pity's only 120, so that's a lot less than the 330 of a sovereign. You will be time gated by about 2 months on average in dark rifts, and it's about the same amount of cron stones required as a sovereign weapon. So it is pretty ridiculous, very expensive, super endgame. And then that's only the splendid version. Shining is a whole nother level, but we'll do a math breakdown in the next couple slides here. So let's start off with this combination system. So one of the main big features of this is making the stone is crazy, but then you can also add it to a Vel or add in your Khan's Heart and make a really, really good version of the Alchemy Stone. You get all the benefit and none of the downgrades. So right now, a Shining Stone has 16 AP, 16 accuracy. It's got 10% attack speed, right? You get all of that plus 3 AP. So it's just simply just the best stone. If you were to add, say, a Life Stone, you get all the processing success rate. You get all the cool, like the speed increases in alchemy and cooking, and you get the mastery. So it's giving you everything and taking away nothing. There's no downside to applying a con to a Shining Stone or a Splendid Stone. There's no downgrade in doing anything. It's all just nothing but positives. And it's just, yeah, it's going to be a really good system. So I think that they did well with this one. And they're also making it where you can extract cups. So right now, I've got 2 different cups here. I can extract 1 cup on this and on this, combine it, and then put 1 cup on. So that's going to be really nice. You just use a Mirror of Equilibrium using the existing system. Right now, you would normally get a Crystallized Despair, but now you're going to get the cup back, so that's really nice. So make sure you wait, though, because this is not actually in the game. So wait for it to hit the update next patch, and then you'll be set. So let's do the cost breakdown here, guys. It's looking a little bleak, not going to lie. 6.1 trillion silver to go from Splendid to Shining. We're looking at nearly 7 total trillion to go from nothing to a Shining Stone. And if that sounds ridiculous to you, then I need you guys to back up for a second, okay? Shining is not a stone that they want everybody to have, and I don't think that it is a stone that you should be looking at as an achievable item. Let's just take one step back and let's just look at the Splendid Alchemy Stone. Right now, the cost to make a Splendid is roughly around this price, currently. The only downside to the system right now is that there's a huge limitation in number of ingots that you can have, and there's also a huge limitation in just purely this 170 hours of just mindless tapping that you need to do in the system as it stands to make a Splendid. So this system is a massive W for anybody that wants to get a Splendid. It makes it a realistic item, and it makes it something that is achievable. And that is for the endgame player. For the player that's not quite fully 100% endgame, this Resplendent Stone add-on to Avel is still an upgrade. You're still getting a bit of AP, you're still getting some accuracy, and it's only 40 billion. So overall, they did make the system a benefit to everybody, but they really, really did some crazy stuff with the Shining, which I'll talk a bit about during my conclusion. But you can expect to spend nearly 7 trillion silver, and the big thing here is that the days needed. You can see that this is, in total, looking like 550 days. That's a lot of days on average to get this stone, not to mention all the costs associated with it. And that's average. If you end up pitying it, you're looking at 12 trillion silver, and you're looking at 3 years. By the time you add up all these days, you're looking at 3 years in order to get a Shining Alchemy Stone. And some players are going to tap their Splendid and they're going to tap their Shining, and in 2 weeks flat, they're going to spend like 50 bill, and they're going to have a potentially 12, or even more than that, 14 trillion silver item. Some people are going to pity it, and some people are going to one-tap it. And this is going to be the biggest wealth swing in BDO history. There's going to be the crazy RNG, and there's going to be the crazy, terrible RNG. And you just know there's going to be somebody that eventually pities this thing. But we're not going to know for 3 years, because that's how many days are needed. So quite frankly, I do not like the fact that it costs this much money. And I also don't like the fact that the days needed is so high for those that are unlucky. Not only are you unlucky, you are punished for being unlucky by having to wait. So it feels even worse. You're double rewarding people for getting lucky in terms of timeline and silver required. That I feel like is not really that fair. So let's go into the conclusion here. What's good about the system is that it makes the old Alchemy Stone system so much better for like a mid-game player that could get an upgrade through Resplendent, an endgame player who can get an upgrade through Splendid. But I hate the Shining system being time-gated and money-gated, because that's a double punishment for those who are just not fortunate. That's a terrible system. Not only that, the other thing that really sucks is we have nothing but Cron Stones to use on every piece of gear. Every single slot in this game requires Cron Stones. I was really hoping that this would be the one slot that, it's an Alchemy Stone. Maybe you upgrade it through, I don't know, Alchemy maybe? Like, what I would have imagined a system like this could be is, imagine all of the junk items that are on the marketplace, or the junk items that are all in our storages. Why isn't there some alchemy recipe that we can do where we can break down those junk items based on their market cost, and it gives us a resource that we can use to protect these alchemy stones? So if you get 6 trillion silver, if you want it to be 6 trillion, why can't I get 6 trillion silver in ancient creature scales and random junk and bracken and all these other things that I don't need, and use all like a way to clean out storages and clean out the marketplace of garbage tier items? I feel like that would be such a better way than just saying, hey, Cron Stones are the only thing that matters. So I would have loved if they would have done a system like that. I think it would provide some real, a real item sink for a lot of these useless items, and a lot of the time really hard to sell items, or simply just the annoyance of having to manage items and manage your storages. And imagine you could just break down all those items super easily. Like, I think that would be a really, really cool way to make the Cronstone grind so not add to the monotony of the Cronstone grind. And then obviously the double punishment feels really bad. So like, it's got some good things about this system. I like the combination system. I like the cup extraction. I like that Splendid Stones are realistic. But when it comes to Shining Stones, we've got a time-gated punishment and we got a money punishment at the same exact time. Like, it is very, very, very brutal. So That's everything you guys need to know about the system. I'm not entirely happy with it. I think that if they were to delete the Shining Stone, this system is probably amazing. I would have no issues with it. Wrap it up, 750 mil to 1 trillion to get the final endgame stone, and we're fine. But the fact that they added in the Shining Stone and didn't stop it at Splendid, I think that they could have done something with the Shining Stone to make it so much better for the haves and compared to the have-nots. Like, they're the have-nots compared to the haves. Like, the people that one tap it are just going to be living the high life, and the people that ultimately fail are just going to be in just hell for 3 years. I really I feel bad, and it hasn't even happened to anybody yet. So I would love to have seen the way to protect it not being cron stones and use junk items, and I would have loved to see not a double punishment for that final upgrade. But ultimately, that is it. If you guys enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate if you guys took advantage of the Support Your Creator event. If you guys use code CHOICE when you guys buy pearls, you guys will be supporting me directly. I get a kickback of a certain percentage based on every pearl bundle, every A-coin bundle that you guys purchase. And it really helps me in continuing to be a full-time content creator and develop the BDO Companion app. If you guys don't know what that is, you can check out the last video. But yeah, thank you to all the people that use code CHOICE. I really appreciate that. I hope you really enjoyed the video, guys. I will see you guys all in the next one. Make sure to drop a sub and let me know in the comments what you guys think of this new system. Peace out, guys.